The crew from China's Tiangong space station returned to Earth aboard the Shenzhou 21 spacecraft, according to the China Manned Space Agency.
Something odd just happened in the orbit, and it caught everyone by surprise. A small mark on China's Shenzhou capsule created worry among technicians, leading to a rushed launch. What really touched that spacecraft? Why did China react so quickly? And what does it mean for the crew living on Tiangong right now? How plans changed in orbit. On the 1st of November 2025, a new crew reached the Tiangong space station on a Shenzhou spacecraft. The new team arrived to take over work from the crew already on the station. The crew who were due to return had been in space for some months. Their names were Chen Dong, Chen Zhongrui, and Wang Jie. They were scheduled to come home on the 5th of November 2025 in their original return capsule. Those on the ground checked every system before the trip back home. They reviewed life support, power, the heat shield, and the parachutes. Cameras and sensors that look for damage were used. During these checks, technicians detected a crack in a small viewing window of the Shenzhou 20 return capsule. It was a small crack. Safety rules say even a small crack can make a capsule unsafe for a crewed return. That rule exists because re-entry is the hardest part of a mission. The capsule must face extreme heat and strong pressure. A weak spot can let air leak or let heat damage the inside. For this reason, managers do not take risks with crewed returns. When the window failed the checks, leaders had to change plans quickly. The decision was made to use another capsule to bring the crew home. The newly arrived Shenzhou 21 craft was available. They moved quickly to prepare it for an earlier return. The 3 astronauts moved to the newer capsule and made the final checkup. On the 14th of November 2025, they returned to Earth and landed at the Dongfeng site in Inner Mongolia, and officials reported the crew in good health. Swapping capsules is not simple. Each capsule has its own checks and fittings. Flight controllers on the ground worked with engineers to update the timeline. Medical staff watched the crew for stress and any signs of sickness. Every connection and seal was tested again before re-entry. Leaving the damaged capsule at the station created another problem. The crew that remained at Tiangong then lacked a ready backup for return. Chinese flight rules require a usable return capsule to be available for station crews. To restore that safety margin, leaders prepared an unmanned mission to bring supplies and a spare ship. Hardware for a new uncrewed launch was ready at the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. Engineers shortened the usual checkout time and prepared a Long March rocket. The uncrewed Shenzhou 22 launched on November the 25th, 2025. It carried spare parts, testing tools, and fresh supplies. The cargo helped them examine and work on the damaged capsule. This series of moves showed how one small defect forces big actions on the ground. It also showed how they keep a rule that no one returns in a capsule that fails safety checks. The quick steps taken by engineers and flight controllers removed immediate danger for the crew that came home. Even so, the story was not over. More checks and decisions waited. What came next would test repair plans and the limits of current tracking systems. The team on the ground held quick meetings to agree on the steps. Engineers ran more tests on the capsule, while doctors watched the crew. Cameras on the station sent close shots of the window. Pressure sensors inside the cabin were checked every minute. The China Manned Space Agency led the review. Managers worked with teams at the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. They looked at 3 choices, which were to repair in orbit, swap capsules, or send parts up fast. The swap option won within days. That choice showed the value of having spare ships ready on the ground. Still, many questions remained. Could a repair last through re-entry? But as teams searched for answers, one detail emerged so quietly and so dangerously that it changed everything. What were they overlooking? The small crack that stopped the trip. Technicians checked the Shenzhou 20 capsule before its return window. They used cameras, close-up photos, and pressure gauges to inspect the descent module. During these checks, they detected a hairline crack on a small view window. The crack was tiny in size but large in consequence. The China Manned Space Agency said the damage made the capsule unsuitable for a crewed return. What does a window do on a return capsule? The small glass near the crew serves 3 jobs. It provides a view for the crew and for cameras. It helps some instruments see outside. Most importantly, it keeps the cabin sealed so air and pressure stay inside. During re-entry, the capsule faces high heat and heavy pressure. Any weak point can